From the beautiful studios of Way Happy, this is Mr. Meyer and 1-4 simplifying algebraic expressions. Now, this one's not going to feel too bad, so let's talk about it. You are going to just make sure you're working with expressions from algebra and make sure they work well. So here you go. Example 1, can you translate words there? So it says the number of apples in a basket of 12 after n more have been added. So that means there was 12 baskets in the 12 apples in a basket. We added n more. What would the expression in mathematics look like? So we're just going to take what we had 12 and we're going to add n to it, and there it is. All right, what about B? The number of days it will take to walk 100 miles if you walk m miles per day. So we're going to take we got to take the 100 days, we got to divide it by m miles per day, and that will tell us how much we're getting. So I'm going to take 100 and divide it by m, and that's how many miles or how many days actually would take in order to walk. All right, enough of that. What about you? Some of you may know it as PEMDAS. Some of you may know it as GEMDAS. It doesn't really matter as long as you understand that parentheses and grouping symbols are done first. That's important because like in fractions, numerators and numerators have to be done first or separately. So you do the parentheses first, anything inside them. Then you look for exponents. Now here's the big one. Multiplication and division go the same time left to right. So if division comes first, you actually do the division first. So it's not multiplication first, it's multiplication and division at the same time left to right. Same with addition and subtraction. All right, so here's example 2. Evaluate this when x is 5 and y is 2. So I'm going to plug a 5 in for all the x's. So that's going to be 2 times 5 minus 5 times, let's see, y is 2 plus 4 times 2, and that's me substituting everything in. Now look at this. You follow your order. You do parentheses first, nothing to do inside the parentheses. Then you go to exponents, no exponents. Then you do multiplication, which would be 10, then minus, here I see another 10, then plus 8, and it looks like now I can actually do the subtraction and addition from left to right. So 10 minus 10 is 0, plus 8. I end up getting 8. I jump up and down. There's my answer. Let's do the same thing on the other one. There's q. So q is 7. So I have 7 squared plus 4 times 7 times r, which is 3, minus 3 squared, or r squared. Now again, first thing you want to do is parentheses. Nothing inside parentheses to do. The 7, the 3, they're good. So we're done. And then exponents. So that would be 49 plus 4 times 7 times 3 minus, and then there's another exponent, 9. And now I've done exponents. Now I go to multiplication and division. So I have 49 plus, what is that? 12 times 7. I did it kind of order. 4 times 3 is 12 times 7. That's 70, 84. 84 minus 9. And now addition and subtraction from left to right. So I'm going to go ahead and add the 49 and the 84. That's like adding 84 and 50, which would be 134, but I added one on there. So what is that, 133 minus 9? That's like subtracting 10, so 123, but not quite, so 124. And there is my answer. All right, why don't I ask you a question, and we'll be right back. All right, nice work. Now let's talk about simplifying expressions. Now, what if there isn't a value that you have to plug in for x or y or whatever? Well, then you just got to combine like terms and make sure they are like terms, right? Think of x's and x squareds are totally different, where, x's get combined with x's, but not x squared. So be always careful when you do that. So look at this first simplifying expression. I see an x squared term here, and I see an x squared term here, so they should be together. They're not on different sides of an equal sign, so therefore they are on the same side. I'm just going to combine them. So this was a positive 3, and this is a positive 4. So simple enough. That is 7x squareds. And then I have a 2x here, but I have no other 2x's, so I'm just going to leave the 2x alone. And then here's a minus 3y, and I don't have any other 3y's, so I will just leave the negative 3y. And that is the simplified expression. All right, what about B? B, you might notice we have to distribute. So here in the j has to be distributed. So 6jk squared plus 7jk plus 9jk squared plus 7jk. And again, now combine like terms. I have a 6jk squared here and a 9jk squared here. That's like saying, easy way to think of it is the jk squareds are the same. So change that word to that variable or whatever to apples. I have 6 apples and 9 apples. How many apples do I have now? I have 15. So I have 15 jk squareds. And then I see a 7jk here and a 7jk here. Those are the same. I will add them together and I get 14 jks. And there is your simplified form as far down as you can get. All right, what about example 4? Apples are $2 a pound. Grapes are $3 a pound. Write and simplify an expression for the total cost if you buy 10 pounds of apples and grapes combined. So if I'm going to try to calculate this out, I need to know the number of pounds of you happy? The number of apples I buy. So it's $2 times the number of apples plus $3 times the number of grapes. But unfortunately, the grapes, I know I combined for 10 pounds total. So even though this was costs, that doesn't really help me because I can't solve it, right? But there's a little side note. I know that apples plus grapes have to equal 10 pounds. And so apples, let's say, are equal to 10 minus grapes. So there would be my equation. I could substitute 10 minus g in for a. And so what would I get? I would have 2 times 10 minus g plus 3 times g. That would give me an equation that would show how many apples and grapes, how much it would cost if you knew how many grapes the person bought. Right. So this is 20 minus 2g plus 3g, or 20 plus g. So that would be the cost if you knew how many grapes they bought. All right, what about this one where it says you bought 2 pounds of the 10 pounds are apples? Well, if I know that $2 times 2 pounds for apples plus $3 times what would then be 8 pounds for grapes, I can tell you how much it costs. So 4 for the apples, for the apple portion, and 24 for the grape portion. That gives us $28 in fees that we have to pay for our apples and grapes. All right, that's it. Good job. Have a great day. Stay happy, and I'll see you tomorrow.